Hi, I'm all scruffy. I've just got out of the shower. Okay, when I was younger, I'm talking 30 years ago, I did jury service in the UK. And there came a point in one of the trials, I did 3 trials, where the judge told us we had to use common sense. Common sense. The case was a young black man who was accused of dipping. That's pickpocketing in UK slang. And there was no evidence but negative evidence. He was guilty, and it turned out he was. But because there was scandalous police brutality at the time, and it was all coming to the surface in the newspapers because we hate bullies in Britain. We assumed it was a case of racism. We just assumed it because it was obviously white policeman, young black man. Anyway, it turned out that he was guilty. We had to find him guilty because the judge instructed us. He said, you've got to use common sense. See, that's the thing in British courts. It's about common sense. And they always at some point tell you, it's still about common sense, not about legal minutiae. Now, the thing, one of the cases, going back again now to a similar case in America, or not a similar case, but a case in America, which was the Rodney King case, which shocked the world. It shocked the world to watch these police beating the hell out of this guy. To anybody with an open mind, with a sense of justice, those police were guilty, but they were found innocent. Common sense wasn't applied, you see. Now, we've just had a case with this young man suffocated by a policeman putting his leg on his neck. The policeman's guilty, right? It's common sense. It's common sense. But what this is an abuse of power. You see, this is the thing. People with uniforms, and presidents in particular, have more accountability, not less. But some of them feel they have less accountability because they have the power. So they can shoot someone on Fifth Avenue. Because they feel they have the right to use the power. In fact, they have less rights. People like the president and the police have less rights. They are more accountable. Just because they can do it doesn't mean to say they should. Now, this president, his cruelty, his immorality has now spread to the common man, and people are doing horrible things, and it's coming out on Twitter all the time. People being mean and nasty and bigoted and reflecting him. That's how important the president is. He represents the morality of the country. He guides it. No matter how flawed he is in his policies, and all presidents are flawed, from Obama to Roosevelt, Churchill, you name them, they're all flawed. They're still human beings, and they're going to not please everybody. Their moral values are extremely important in how they influence the culture of the country. Trump's a bad guy. And the rest of the world knows he's just a bad guy. It doesn't matter whether he did this particular thing or that particular thing. The argument's irrelevant. The legal niceties and nuances are irrelevant about, well, technically he's not guilty. Did he blackmail a foreign president? Yes. Common sense tells you he did. Has he sexually assaulted women? Probably. Too many cases, too plausible, too similar. Look at BBC Panorama. And is it because of him that this young man died? Yes. It's because of him. Because he's influencing people. People think it's okay because the president says it's okay. That's why some people think they should take Clorox. The president thinks it's okay. I know the resistors agree with me. But in the impeachment trial, the Republicans didn't, did they? They let him in. They opened the door to the wolf. They didn't have to. They could have stopped it there and then. They're complicit. They're more complicit. They're more guilty than him because he's just a mad dog. They could have stopped him. So I'm appealing to not the resistors, to the rest of you. Haven't you had enough of this guy yet?